Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
So glad you can join us. US $26 million drug bust in St. Kitts. This story takes the lead in today's edition of Caribbean Perspective for Tuesday, 11th October 2022. Details when we return.
Is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Welcome back. Drugs nabbed in bust worth over US $26 million. Andre Huey of SKN News reports.
A joint operation among law enforcement agencies on St. Kitts and Nevis led to an over $26 million drug bust at the Deepwater port in Bird Rock this week. According to a joint statement issued Thursday, the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force, the St. Kitts and Nevis Customs Enforcement Division, the Anti-Narcotics Unit of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, and the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force Coast Guard Operational Division conducted a joint operation on Tuesday, October 4th, at the Deepwater Harbor Port in Bird Rock, Bastille, which involved the rummaging of cargo vessel MV Elizabeth C. The vessel is registered in Trinidad and Tobago with the International Maritime Organization IMO number 8894574. The last port of departure prior to arriving at the port in Bastille was St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The search operation was conducted between the hours of 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. During the search, several bales of white substance was found, which are suspected to be cocaine. Additional to that seizure was a quantity of compressed vegetable matter in transparent vacuum-sealed bags, which were also found and are suspected to be cannabis sativa. The contents were concealed within the walls of the cabin of the vessel. According to the statement, an initial count of the bales revealed that 32 were found. Each bale consists of 25 kilo blocks, which amount to a total of 800 kilograms of suspected cocaine. There were 16 transparent vacuum plastic bags with a total weight of 12.852 pounds of suspected cannabis. The suspected cocaine carries an estimated street value of approximately $26,400,000 United States dollars, or $71,280,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars. The estimated street value for the cannabis is approximately $57,777, or $156,000 EC dollars. The vessel had a crew of 5 adult males. 3 are nationals of Trinidad and Tobago, and 2 are nationals of Grenada and Carriacou. The men and the suspected narcotics were taken into police custody, and the individuals are assisting the narcotics unit with the investigation. The investigation into this matter is ongoing. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.
Antigua's Prime Minister Gaston Brown says IMF's 6% growth prediction can possibly be exceeded under his administration's management.
We believe we'll exceed it. Notwithstanding an increase in inflation, it's possible that we could do 7-8%. And we're pretty sure that in 2023 that we'll be able to exceed a 5+% that they're projecting. The IMF has normally been very conservative with their projections, and almost invariably we project a higher rate of growth and would have achieved it. Have the investments, PLH alone, they're dumping a couple $100 million US a year in the country's economy. And we have several new projects that are coming in stream. Already Sunwing has started the demolition to facilitate the renovation expansion of Halcyon. As I said, Jolly Beach is coming back on stream.
St. Lucia's opposition members, Dominic Fede and Mary Isaac, continue to support Alan Chastity as the political leader of the United Workers' Party amid public speculation that the political leader is unfit to carry the party into the next general elections.
The opposition United Workers' Party continues to express confidence in Alan Chastaty's capabilities to lead the UWP into the next general elections. According to opposition member Mary Isaac, the current political leader can bring about positive change for the island.
Anybody else in St. Lucia that could rise to the level that I see Alan Michael Chastity rose to during our reign, during his tenure. So I am saying that, and within the party itself, I do not get any sort of sense that there is anybody, significant person, or a large number of people that would not support Mr. Shashney to continue to run this country when the United Workers' Party get back in office.
Opposition Senator Dominic Fede has responded to criticism by the SLP administration that Alan Shashney is unfit to lead, given that the UWP lost by such a huge margin in the 2021 general elections, even losing what was once considered to be the UWP stronghold of Miko North. Fede says recent public outcry about the SLP leadership places favor in the hands of an Alan Shashney-led administration.
More and more what we're finding on the ground is that people have already had an opportunity to compare the 5-year tenure of Mr. Shashney. And in one short year, I think that they have dismissed the St. Lucia Labour Party administration, being able to make the comparison. And they have seen that what Mr. Shashney was actually offering this country as leadership is far superior to what Philip J. Pierre or anyone in the St. Lucia Labour Party can actually bring to the table. Up to now, we don't have a plan. This government has come to government without any vision, any real list of solutions to govern and manage this country. Ask them what's the plan for crime, they don't have one. Ask them what's the plan to deal with the economy, they don't have one. By now, we're supposed to be knowing, all of us as stakeholders, members of the press, you're supposed to be clear to see, well, these are the fiscal targets, these are the targets socially for us to take the country forward. So the people of St. Lucia have already had the opportunity, and I'm very encouraged that when I go around, there's a lot of regret.
According to the UWP officials, the party continues to undergo restructuring following its defeat at the last general election and ahead of its national convention. For the DBS News World, Jason Darius reporting.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Bahamian Minister of Transport and Housing, Jobeth Colby Davis, announces the government's rent-to-own program. More in this ZNS News item.
Abaco residents have some good news coming their way. According to the minister responsible for transport and housing, the Honorable Jobeth Colby Davis, in keeping with the government's blueprint for change, the commitment stands when it comes to the implementation of a rent-to-own initiative. The path to home ownership for Bahamians is underway as this vision is now coming to fruition. Colby Davis says the start of this initiative begins with Abaconians now having a place to call home.
We will not abandon Abaconians. My ministry will deliver on that promise.
According to Minister Colby Davis, the Department of Housing is currently reviewing over 1,200 applications for housing. She also adds that each representative at the Ministry of Housing is reviewing over 300 applications coming from throughout the Bahamas, but Spring City Abaco has been announced as the first phase of a place to call home.
We are starting a place to call home in Abaco because this administration understands the need for housing on the island is great. We also understand that the cost of rent on the island is significant. So this rent-to-own initiative will assist in lowering the cost of housing.
The minister also expressing that the Davis administration believes wholeheartedly in empowering hardworking Bahamians through home ownership. But she is also giving this charge to contractors.
An important component of a place to call home will be to expand economic opportunities to license small contractors on our island with a proven and verified track record of quality performance and excellence. We understand that economic benefits must trickle down.
Minister Colby Davis adding that technology and proven best practices from rent-to-own initiatives in New Zealand, Singapore, and the United Kingdom will be adopted. In addition, she says part of the process of becoming a successful applicant will require attending a home ownership education course and agree to financial coaching.
Over an agreed fixed period, rent will be paid to the Department of Housing. A portion of the rent will go towards a down payment for the mortgage, property maintenance, and insurance costs. Deputy Speaker, a reservation deposit is required to enroll in a place to call home.
Meanwhile, 5 housing units are ready in Spring City, and a number of housing models will be used, ranging from a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. This initiative is said to give all Bahamians an opportunity to save for their dream home while living in it, all at the same time. Live in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Azra Quant.
Jamaica's economy grew despite global uncertainty. Aisha Nation of TVJ Business News reports.
The global economy is on shaky ground, with the growth forecast for many developed nations looking dismal. And with concerns about a recession, policymakers have been implementing measures to cushion the impact. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says while the government is mindful of the external shocks, he's encouraged by news from Statin this week that the local economy grew by 4.8% for the April to June period.
We are on track, the Jamaican economy is on track to return into pre-COVID levels of economic output by 2023.
He stressed that the government is focused on ensuring that even in crisis, the country remains macroeconomically stable so that it can maximize resources that can be deployed towards capital investments.
There was a time that our capex budget was 29 or 30 billion. Before Andrew Holness was elected Prime Minister, that's where our capex budget was. And in spite of COVID, we are looking to have capex budgets in the order of $80 billion, $90 billion in just a short order.
The result?
When you have a capex budget of that size, it gives you the opportunity to really make meaningful changes in people's lives.
Just yesterday, rating agency Standard & Poor's affirmed Jamaica's long-term foreign and local currency rating at B+, with the outlook remaining stable. The S&P rating reflects the agency's belief that Jamaica's economy will continue to recover, with projected GDP growth of 4% in 2022. The agency says it expects the government will remain committed to sustainable public finances, including this year's fiscal targets and the continued reduction of the debt burden. However, S&P noted that the country continues to face downside risks from slowing global growth, lower than expected domestic growth, a potential recession in the U.S., and the impact of global inflation. For the Business Day, I'm Aisha Nation.
Hubbard's is once again innovating the way you shop with its new online store, providing 24-hour shopping convenience. You can shop now for appliances, hardware, houseware, building material, and more. Free delivery island-wide. Start shopping now at hubbardshardware.gd. Safe, convenient, reliable.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please continue to log on to CaribbeanPerspective.com for more daily news and more.